Hello, ladies. Okay, before we get started, let's just get out of the way that legal spiel stuff. So, the content of this show is for general information purposes only and does not constitute legal, financial, or real estate advice. For advice specific to your circumstances, you must consult a licensed professional, realtor, or whoever you need. I just read that wrong, so I had to add. Anyway, realtors on this show, us three, will provide tailored real estate guidance only to our exclusive clients. This program is not intended to solicit those already in a service agreement with another realtor. Thank you. Now, let's talk about why you should avoid the most popular area in the city, Southwest Edmonton. Just kidding. We're going to first do a little bit market minute and then we'll get into that because I promised you guys that we'd have a little quiz to see how much up to speed we are on the Edmonton market. Let's get started with our first question. I think this is going to be helpful for the viewers too to get a little flavor of what's happening.
Right.
So our first question is, what is the market pulse in Edmonton? Buyer's market, balanced market, or seller's market?
Balance. All right, Joseanne, what do you think? You think balance?
We're exiting sellers into a balance right now.
Agreed. Fully agreed. Did you guys see the stats for August?
Yes.
I think Joseanne did a fantastic reel video on the market.
Yeah.
If you check out Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got some news for you guys. You are correct. Nailed it. Okay.
Is there a soundtrack for like applause or
yeah,
we might have an applause in the background for the next one.
Or like maybe, a woof woof.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do. Okay. So the next question is, are properties selling above list price?
That feels like a trick question, Jen.
Right, yeah.
No, you got
it depends. Is there a maybe?
Like I'm going to say, in general, no. As per August.
Most of them no, but there's still a few depending on the neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah. Always depends on the neighborhood.
Okay, so it is sort of a trick question because the answer is like depending on if like even just one property sold above list price. And I'm going to explain that a little bit. So the answer is yes. Where's the clapping?
It's all right. We're getting there. Okay. Okay. So yes.
Maybe we'll get a celebratory sound effect soon once our background podcast hub guy returns. Okay.
Can I have a question?
So anyway,
point I want to make though on that, like properties selling above list does not mean properties are selling above value. Sometimes if properties are selling above value, that indicates an upshifting market. But if I have a property, let's say it's worth $100,000, but we need to move it fast and we list it at 80 and we go into multiples and it sells for 105 or something. Yeah, it's going to sell above list. So
yep. So that's the thing. I was looking at the market stats today, and what I can tell you is that definitely properties, some of them are selling above list. I can't tell you, just like Kim says, if it's actually a deal or if people just, underpriced them and then sold them at the market price that they're supposed to be at. Exactly. But the one trend that I'd like to note on this question is that the amount of homes that are selling above list has gone down quite a bit. So more homes are selling below list. And for anybody that is considering real estate here, I'm not really sure what's happening in Ontario, but I remember before people would always like coming from Ontario before. I think their market's down now, but before they'd say, Jen, how much above list do we have to pay for a property here? And I'm like, hopefully above list. So anyway, okay. So the last question, what's the average percentage of asking price received? So this is sold to list ratio for you realtors on the call. But so your choices are above 100%, between 95 and 99%, or below 95% of list price.
It's the middle one.
Yeah, 9 to 5.
Correct.
Yes.
So right now the number's 99.
I feel so good. The audience has entered the chat.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all we have for our quiz today. Stay tuned for Sunday's quiz because we're going to have more questions to give a little flavor of what's happening in the market. And if you're watching this video outside of today's current date, like on the replay, and you're wondering what is happening in the market today for those same questions, just reach out to us. We'd be happy to answer that for you.
Yes.
Okay. So on to why you should avoid Southwest Edmonton. I mean, other than the fact that I don't like it. Just kidding. I don't mind visiting.
Are you kidding?
Sure. Sure, Jen.
I'll just, it's just not great. Anyway, so we I don't know about you guys. I think I can say that we generally always hear that people want to buy in the Southwest Edmonton.
Yeah.
It's very popular. It's just like how everybody thinks St. Albert's the safest. I don't know if they paid for that on a marketing campaign or what, but we'll have another show about how safe St. Albert really is.
We should clarify what Southwest means, though.
Yes, that's our first thing that we're going to do.
The address or actually Southwest portion of Edmonton, because that people get that mixed up all the time.
So Southwest Edmonton, we're going to just like look at a map and we're going to slice it and dice it ourselves. We're not going to look at an address and say Southwest Edmonton because it has Southwest in the address. This is not Calgary. Right. Our grid isn't laid out perfectly, starting in downtown and then fanning out. So most of the addresses in Edmonton, as you may or may not know, are northwest. We're starting to expand to the south. So we're getting some southwest, southeast addresses. But I think that generally, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but would you agree or not agree that Southwest Edmonton, it's like we got like central south and like deep south. So I would say like central south is maybe if you use the line like Calgary Trail, and then like the river as like the pie that goes out. And then Anthony Henday is like the cutoff in between like central southwest and then like deep southwest.
Deep. Yeah, I think that's probably right. But they're like the biggest distinction is below or above the Henday. That's the biggest distinction. And when we say southwest, so what's interesting is some of those addresses say southwest, but they're not actually what we're talking about. So say like Summerside addresses sometimes say southwest, but that's not the southwest we're talking about. Because
I would consider that more like southeast.
Yeah. Anything like east of Calgary Trail, which Summerside is not the quadrant we're talking about. So I think you've got two different southwest though, you guys.
You what? Yeah, two different southwest. And as far as I'm concerned, if you want to avoid the southwest, I would avoid like southwest across the Anthony Henday, like the farther southwest. I would avoid that even more than the like central southwest.
Hey, but why? Why would you avoid it? What is it you don't like?
Well, what I don't like about it is like if you want to go anywhere but your neighborhood, it sucks. So like getting out of there is horrible. Like have you ever tried to go to Windermere, like to the theater over there or whatever? They have a Bass Pro Shop or something, like what a pain in the butt that is. Like I know people that actually my cousins, they have kids in high school and they were like living on the other side of the Anthony Henday, but their kids had to go to high school, like I think Harry Ainley, something like that. And so they actually moved because it's too long. Like they actually moved to like the inside of the Anthony Henday instead of the outside because the commute is like so long going across. I mean, and let's be relative. Like this is so long in Alberta language. Like this is not like so long in Ontario. Because you guys just laugh at us with like how we look at traffic here. So
there's a lot of areas in Southwest that is just bottleneck when it comes to rush hour and trying to exit or enter into like Chappelle is not fun.
No,
Yep.
it's not. I think, okay, so the biggest issue with the Southwest for me, because I actually personally really like the Southwest. So I'm going to play the opposite card from Jen here, even though that's not where I live in the city. And we're not going to talk about where I live because I like my privacy. But in the Southwest, the issue mostly has been the Henday because they've done expansions, and why they didn't make it 4 lanes across on each side from the word go is really shocking to me because there's still so much in terms of new home constructions and new home starts. So when we have clients who are relocating here, that's one of the number one questions we have with them. I do think it is much improved. But 2 years ago, I specifically remember having conversations with people like, look, if you work, say, South Calgary Trail, do not purchase the home that requires you to traverse the southwest leg of the Anthony Henday on any regular basis because you will hate your life. It is not worth it. You need to figure that out completely differently. I think it's improved. And I think with opening up 41 Street, which is currently the south marker of Edmonton, even though it's annexed down to the airport. So you want to talk about how Southwest is going, it's going to be all the way down to the Leduc Airport.
It's literally the only spot the city can like expand other than that one northeast section.
Yeah,
That's all
where they
I
have
have
Marquee and all that. Yeah, we could talk about new neighborhoods for sure. But I think where Southwest became really, really awesome is because it's near the university. And traditionally, if you look at city planning, just in general, anytime there's a university, the areas surrounding it tend to be quite desirable. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up actually in Belgravia, so it's like right across from the university. Yeah.
Yeah. And those old character homes in those neighborhoods and anything like curving in along the river valley, like north of the Henday, there's gated communities in there. Those are always going to have the panache, and they're so gorgeous. And the lots are a little bit bigger. They've got the big trees. So when they started developing south of the Henday and they put up like the fancy Windermere area, that's really what stamped the approval on the Southwest continuing to be that desirable. People just love it. They love it.
Yeah, Windermere has some really nice big houses there. But not everybody can afford that.
Yeah.
And then I guess there's the rec center, like in the by Twilliger Town.
I love Twilliger Town. I think it's so cute.
So
cute. You don't get
it. I feel cramped whenever I'm around Toronto.
Yeah, it's so congested. I find like lots of people. Okay, so I think there's another. So we're talking about traffic. So let's just like ring this in. So why people don't like Southwest. So we talked about traffic, I think, a lot just now. That's like summer traffic, but like, throw some snow and ice and stuff in there. Like, you like driving the Anthony Henday in winter storm?
No, thanks.
No,
yeah,
thanks.
Your 45 commute just turned to an hour and 45-minute commute. Welcome back to Toronto, people.
Also, parking, right? Like if you have, so take the bigger lots, Upper Windermere, some of the old Belgravia lot where people have a double car garage, they've got a driveway, you've got more spaced out houses and street parking. You're going to have more parking.
Listen, I feel like you're not even being fair. You're just talking about the good part of Southwest. Like,
okay, what's the bad part? I think Southwest is
I almost say that that's like the areas you're talking about is like South Central, where nobody can afford and nobody wants to live because
people live there.
What? Yeah, people live there that are millionaires, like because you either have to get like a 1950s or 1960s old bungalow, or you have to get like an infill that's like super tall, so hopefully you like stairs and have a lot of money to spend, right? Like that's the good part of Southwest. And there's no traffic. Like there's traffic, but you're closed. Like I guess it's bad during university, but like, okay, so you like the Southwest, but do you like Southwest? Like, where everybody actually goes to live.
I always feel like there's two answers to that question, and I'd love to hear like Jose Ann's perspective, but I think there's like Kimberly as a person and Kimberly as a realtor. Okay. So both of those people like the Southwest and both parts of it for different reasons. So me as a person, I love old houses. Like the house I live in right now was built in 1972 and it's the newest house I've ever lived in my entire life. And I'm not kidding. Like I grew up in like century character homes, Ontario, red brick. That's the type of house.
Nice.
So that's why I like the Southwest with the leafy areas so much. But to challenge you a little bit on that, there's houses in there. Are they more expensive than the average house? Yes, but they're a great investment. You can get a dated 2-story built in like the 80s or 90s and they're not terribly unaffordable, and they're really nice.
Which neighborhoods?
Like Brookfield. I have to pull it up. I have to look it up.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. That's like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And those are like close to the Anthony Henday, but they're still on the inside. So like if I had 2 sticks, I'd be like, yeah, I vote for Southwest inside the Anthony Henday, 2 thumbs down outside of Anthony Henday, especially like those farther communities that they're going, like the traffic is terrible. Oh yeah, have fun getting backed up in 41st Ave.
So okay,
get out.
So then the second part of that is me as a putty.
Oh, Kim, we lost you. You're muted.
I don't know what's muting. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if Jen muted you.
Because she said this in like
I'm like, yeah, screw you, Kim. I don't want to hear about you and how much you love the Southwest.
Okay. I promise I won't take up too much time, but I just want to point out there is an inherent difference. There, in fact, quite a big difference between North Southwest and South Southwest. There just is. But I will say the South Southwest, I would never live there. It's not my jam at all.
Can we call it Central Southwest? Because it's
Central Southwest, fine.
Yeah.
So like anywhere Windermere all the way down to Keswick, even though I really like those neighborhoods, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why they have benefits, okay? But it's just because when it comes to a brand new home, I like new homes. I don't like living in new home areas because the trees are not big enough. And it is
and like,
cool.
What's your wingspan? Like you can touch, right?
Yeah. And I don't like zero lot line houses, which honestly we could do a whole other podcast on. But the thing I love about the Southwest, like the newer areas, is they have every kind of property. So every kind of budget can buy in there, and they feel really good neighborhoods to live in. And I don't think they're a bad investment.
Just 1 second. I'm going to check for something because I think you deserve a cheer for that one. Let me see. Okay, here.
Oh, well, thank you. I would like that.
Yeah, there you go. An intense applause, that's called, because it is true. If you're just looking to get into the market and you want to be in a safer neighborhood, I would say the Southwest is a good starting point until you learn to hate it like me. So just kidding. You also like probably get a pretty return, like good return on your investment. Hey, you know what is another interesting thing? We have a comment here. Did you see it from Podcast Rob? He's just wondering about like, is everything centered around safety and roads during the snow season? I don't know about that. Like, I think that the speed limits are definitely set to the winter road conditions, because in the summer, like going 40 kilometers an hour is stupid sometimes. Like nobody's in school. It's
but like also we're very Canadian. I don't know if you guys know this. Okay, so we're gonna have you want to talk about a fun fact finding mission here? Yeah. Edmonton is on the same lateral global line as like Siberia. We leave that out of the relocation stuff. Okay. We don't tell people that. So if you guys learn that, don't tell anybody, but it's true. So we are like deeply, truly Canadian winter people. So when it comes to like safety of the roads during the snow season, people are generally pretty good drivers, but the process goes like anywhere else in Canada. It snows. People forget how to drive in the snow. Everyone complains about it on Facebook for 3 weeks straight. And then we all get our acts together. It's more the lack of parking in the winter that becomes more of an issue, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Snow removal is an issue.
There's already like way too many cars on the Southwest parked on the street. And then there's like the snow clearing zones. And then some jerk doesn't move their car, and then you have no place to go.
Or their giant pickup truck. Because this year, Alberta, we have pickup trucks. And honestly, the demographic of people Edmonton-wide, pickup trucks are extremely common. Like,
how are you supposed to drive those streets and they don't even plow them? Like, I had like a little GTI VW, and I had to upgrade to like an SUV because I couldn't even show houses in it. Like, I kept getting like bottoming out in the roads if I couldn't like straddle it, you know? So it's ridiculous.
Okay, Josiane, do you like the Southwest? I feel like I've been in monopoly.
To live there, no, for different reasons. So for me personally, when it comes to socializing, I'd have to drive 40 minutes to go to the White Ave or Jasper Ave, that kind of thing. There are not a lot of amenities down there. And although we're kind of in that 15 minutes community concept, I find some areas in the Southwest, you still have to drive more than 15 minutes to get to a hub where you can do shopping. So I find that's an issue. Kim, you had mentioned the streets.
Isn't it pretty close to West Edmonton Mall though? Like I don't feel like West Ed's that far from Southwest. Oh, Kim muted herself. It's okay.
I don't know why you just muted me.
Do you mean like Chappelle going to West Edmonton Mall? Like where Southwest are you referring to? Because when I think Southwest,
I'm thinking like Windermere, Keswick, like those like almost west neighborhoods, the Southwest ones that are getting built up. Like yeah, I guess like the ones that are closer to Calgary Trail are I guess then you could go to South Common, but
yeah, it's not the same. Yeah,
I just agree with you. Like I'm a central person, so
yeah, and then the roads, they're smaller, and then when it comes snow, instead of having one lane, you have half a lane. So it's just too congested. And then the lot lines, I feel like every neighborhood that have new constructions, most of them are becoming zero lot lines. So I can't really pin that on the Southwest anymore. But yeah, when it comes to commute, traffic, the size of the road, and like you mentioned too, Kim, the mature trees, that's really lovely. Like, it just gives you that kind of neighborly, grounded.
What about the schools? Like, was it Allard? There's a school there, like an elementary school, I believe. I'm not sure if it's still the same. I think it is, but people want to move that community because they're like, oh, I'll be close to school for my kids. But then it's like a lottery system. So like their kids are like getting shipped out to Blue Quill. Are you kidding me? Like, what the heck is that? Like, so there's so many people there that there's just like not enough space for the schools. I don't know.
You guys, we have a comment.
Yeah, let's put it on the screen. I just moved to Stillwater from downtown Toronto. I've never driven in the winter here yet. Good luck. Just kidding.
Okay, Stillwater is interestingly the other side of Southwest. It's more like West Southwest, and I'm sure that player 1 versus player 2 is like, what are these people talking about, honestly? But it is a little bit different. So you're in a newer area. Stillwater, actually, I'm told, is supposed to be developed very similarly to how Windermere is. So it should be pretty nice, like lots of extra shopping and stuff. You are a little more accessible to the west of Edmonton, and you could completely avoid that southwest corridor of the Henday.
Yeah, but do not go to downtown Edmonton from the west with that train thing happening now.
No, you're going to have to circle around. Yeah. But Josiane, you were talking about something that I thought is a point none of us have touched on yet, is that, and we're going to talk about specifically the neighborhoods that are south of the Henday, like Windermere down to Keswick over to Allard, okay? These are bedroom communities that are appealing mostly to families or people who commute. So Edmonton, or Alberta in general, is just full of families where one spouse often travels a lot for work, sometimes the oil field, sometimes in sales. It's just the way that our industries around here work. So that's why they love being close to that. And there's lots of HOAs where you have money that you pay yearly, and that's not a scary thing. Okay. It's $400 or $500. And then all of that money that you raise goes towards like recreation facilities within your neighborhood. So that is always a good thing, in my opinion, if you think about it, for lots of different reasons. But yeah, so if you're looking for a bedroom community, quiet, like just that kind of place, I call it like 1950s Edmonton. And I mean this in like a positive way. Like you want your kids to be able to like go play in the street, and like that is totally what those neighborhoods are.
I'm going to interrupt you because this show is about avoiding the Southwest.
So I'm being very contrarian.
If that's great, then hopefully you don't care about AC or electric cars, because there's like a shortage of electricity. The internet sucks over there. Like I've shown houses where I like can't even get like internet for my Google Maps.
Yeah, they do have a terrible, like in Chappelle, I'm on TELUS and I don't have mobile internet. Like I have to hotspot to clients' houses when I'm there, because I agree 100%. You've got a point for that one. That's what.
And then today we had a comment from our office. I think Sarah from not my office anymore, your guys' office, and and she said that like there's like actually some communities in the Southwest where when there's a train, the fire trucks and ambulances can't even access the area.
Ooh,
Like,
fail,
how
fail,
insane
fail.
is that?
Okay. We have to talk about this new comment. Can we put the new comment up on the stream? Because I think this person said from downtown Toronto.
I lived in condos all my life. I realized this summer my house doesn't have built-in AC. Yeah. And also people don't think you need AC when you're basically living in Siberia, but you do.
You do need it. Now, Josanne and I both are from Ontario originally. Okay. So we're relocation queens over here. In Ontario, you have AC. And I also lived in Manitoba and you have AC. And then I don't know, I'll let Josanne speak to her experience. But when I moved here and they were like, you don't need AC, I'm like, dirty, rotten liars. Now, in fairness, I live in a 70s neighborhood on a big lot and we have a bungalow. So we just have like a portable AC unit. And actually for us, that totally works fine. If you have a 2-story or you're like above floor 2, you need AC. Do not let people lie to you. I'm so sorry. Like, no.
Yeah, it
might be only for
it's a
2
lot
months
hotter in Edmonton or in Alberta than Ontario. I find like I can't if it's above 20 degrees for some reason, I can't tolerate it.
It's so dry.
It's how dry it is here. Yeah.
I know it is so dry. Like, and then that sun stays up so long in the summer that it's just like burning.
I love that. That's my favorite thing about the West is just like almost the midnight sun.
Oh, your mic went out.
My mic?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good now. It was just fuzzy.
Yeah, a couple summers ago, my family came to visit, and we're all originally from Southern Ontario, although they live in different countries all around the world now. But they couldn't believe that it starts getting light at like 4:30 in the morning and stays light past 10 p.m. I love it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, that's nice.
So also, let's talk about budget. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, transit towards the south, going into Southwest as well. If someone doesn't have a car and they rely on transit, then it's going to be challenging because we're still developing the LRT going south. So that's another thing to consider. Jen, you're laughing. Why?
Oh yeah, because
AC or
number
bus.
one fan podcast Rob is LOL AC or bus.
I mean, you're not wrong, bestie. You're not wrong. Yeah. But you know what else I think too? Because I've sold a bunch of houses. So those who are in the know with Edmonton's a government town. We have a lot of work from homers. Okay. A lot of people will choose to live in places like, say, Keswick, because it's pronounced Keswick, not Keswick. And I'm not certain why. We need to have a whole conversation about that.
So I can't get my quesadillas with jalapenos and Keswick?
It's Keswick, okay? So they're living in Keswick and they want to work from home. And I remember specifically one of my buyers, he bought there because he only has the option to work from home. Government worker, and it's quiet. So he doesn't care about the commute. He didn't care about the nightlife. He didn't care about any of that, which I want to talk about too. But Jen had something she wanted to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to move us into budgets because I feel like the Southwest is almost, even though there is something for everybody, I think you get less there than if you were to choose like a different side of the city, maybe like the north side. So let's talk about that. Josanne, I think before the show, you were mentioning to me how you prefer the north. I think it might have to do with budgets and stuff. So tell me about that.
So I'm a bit biased. Well, and that's because even growing up, we're always crunching numbers and we're always trying to be resourceful and budgeting and being smart with the money. So that's just still ingrained in me. So I usually, if I can, encourage people to look into the north, because if you can save $10,000 or more than $5,000 on a property or even more, why not, right? You have communities like Cristanella. How do you say that again? Kristalina. You have some
gelato,
right? Fraser is not too bad as well. That's further east. What's it called? ERiL. Oxford is fine. Britnell, to me, Britnell is okay. I know Jen doesn't really fancy Miller, but Miller is fine as well. And then why am I missing this other one? It's beside Kristalina.
Well, I really like Quarry Park, or like the Quarry by the Quarry Golf Course. If you're like wanting more upscale home, but probably for like a better price point than you'd get in the Southwest, like that would be a really nice community.
Which one is that?
The Quarry Park area, like by the Quarry Golf Course.
Right.
Really like northeast. It's just off of like an Anthony Henday exit. It's actually on the outside of the Anthony Henday. On the north. It's one of the first communities. So that's the area that they're going to be building out.
Yeah. McConaughey, I think, is what you're looking for, Joseanne.
I found it eventually. Yeah, McConaughey. And then Marquee, that's going to be, I think, our first northeast area. That's
probably by the Quarry,
cheaper, yeah. So why not go to the north?
I think it just depends what you want to be close to too. Although, like say take St. Albert just for a second. You ever met somebody who's like born and raised in St. Albert, their family lives there? I think St. Albert's great. But there are people just like Sherwood Park, they're just like really loyal to certain areas. So if you grew up in the Southwest or you didn't, and you always heard what a wonderful little gem it was, and then you wind up living there, you're quite hesitant to leave, I find.
Yeah, it's true. I guess like you just get used to your grocery stores. Like when I was like in downtown, I'm like, do I leave downtown? Because like I like my grocery store. I know where all the stuff is. I know the people working. I know where the parking is. I know the good times to go.
There's parking downtown? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can park at Save On Foods on 109th Street for groceries. If you're going there and you're trying to go to Greta or the Pint and you're parking there, you will get towed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I got towed at a listing appointment in the Southwest?
My gosh. Was it a condo?
It was a condo. It was on Daniels Way. This was in Ellerslie, I think. So it's a little bit like
Daniels Way. Isn't that like in DeRoche or something?
No, it's on Daniels Way. My brain is just not finding it. I'll look it up for you guys in just a second. And there is for sure like someone who lives there who just like watches like a hog. I was in this apartment. I'm not even kidding you. It was my friend's dad who wanted to sell it for 37 minutes. And I came out and my car was gone. And then I was like so mad at them. I understand it's a little bit irrational, but I was like, they stole my car. Like, it's just so wild to me.
Another reason to really guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
can I talk to you guys about an article before we move on from the Southwest? Do you guys
We're never moving on from the Southwest.
Okay, this whole thing. Because Joseanne brought up a really good point that made me think of it, because she likes to be, it sounds like you want to be walkable to like restaurants and bars and shops and things like that, right? You want to be a little bit
walkable, but not 40-minute drive.
Right. So you don't want to be a 40-minute drive. Did you guys ever read the article? It came out. Okay, now we have guests on the podcast. We need to pause and talk about them, because who do we have?
Sorry, we have Mila and Micah. They want to say hi.
Micah's like, this feels like entrapment and there's no cookies.
That's what they're looking for. It's cookies. Hey girls, go back to bed on your couches.
Okay, but there was an article that came out, and this is no disrespect to this particular person, but she moved from downtown Toronto to Keswick, and she was like, I
did a video on that. It was the Regret Edmonton video.
I'm not sure, but she wasn't even here a year, and then she sold and went back home. And the thing is, she was really, really surprised at the lack of like nightlife. I was not surprised by the lack of nightlife. I was surprised that more research wasn't done into that. And who knows? Sometimes.
Where did you think she lived?
Like it was like Keswick or something, or
no, that's what the article led you to believe. But she was actually bought in Leduc.
She bought in Leduc?
No, she said it wasn't Leduc. Like she was on TV and said, I don't know why people think it's Leduc. I wasn't in Leduc. She was Keswick or...
Okay, so Kim's right.
But the point being...
Comments on my video were like, well, that's what you get for buying in Leduc.
She was in a bedroom community. So I'm not super sure how that conversation didn't happen, right? Like I always ask people, is there something special you need to be close to? And this is the example I literally give them is I like to be walking distance to certain restaurants and things like that for sure. I want to be not too close, but not too far away from a gas station because I will forget to fill my car up in gas and it's just super convenient. It's around the corner. I don't have to see it or smell it. It's far enough away. So is there anything like that? Did this conversation just not happen with this poor woman, or she thought she wanted to live somewhere quiet? And because Keswick is considered kind of up there.
She probably just went straight to a builder. I question if she had a realtor. I do question that.
Yeah. Could have been.
Yeah, because the builders aren't. That's another mistake people make is like they're like, oh, just go to a builder. It's the same as a realtor. It's like, no, we don't have inventory to sell. Our job is to actually represent you. Right. That's our job. The builder's job is to get rid of their inventory. Do you see the difference?
And the sales rep is just repping the builder, not you.
Yeah, because they have inventory to get rid of. They have numbers to meet that way. Whereas like we have good reviews that we want to get and we want people to be happy and know like love where they're living and things like that. So like our job is to represent the client, not to sell the house.
Yeah. And like we can represent clients who want to buy with builders. And I know sometimes it seems kind of like, you know, people will say, oh, I've done all the work myself. Like, I don't need your help. And that's totally fine. Like, if you don't want to hire a realtor, you don't have to. We're not here to force anybody into a relationship. But I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting there with clients. Like, I'm going to tell you a story. I have some really good friends that moved here from Ontario in like 2019. And I mean, really good friends. I went to high school with them. Okay. Their names are Marco and Chantel. I helped set them up. Like, so now they live here, right? They're basically family. Chantel was here house hunting. She was like partly staying at my house or whatever. So this is how close we were. So we went back out to some show homes, and I won't say where they were. And it was really, really cold. And we had been out all day, gone back to my house for dinner. And then I just put on like, I think a sweatshirt and yoga pants. Honestly, I was not repping the realtor look. But neither was she. And frankly, she's like my sister and did not care. So we go into this show home for the second time and there's a different person there. And this woman said she did not realize there was a realtor. And I didn't say anything right away because she said it so fast. She said, identifies that Chantal is the buyer and said, oh, if you buy without your realtor, like we can actually do this house for like 20 grand less or whatever. And I was like, well, thanks for that info. And then they actually got a really good deal on it because they had just listed it with a realtor and they were like, oh, well, we can, you know, we'll cancel this agreement and just sell it in-house, which they do have the right to do. They do have the right to do. Hi, Patrick. But like ultimately, I was like, excuse me. And so I identified as a realtor and she realized really fast what she did. And again, I'm not going to say where the show home was and who this person was or who the builder was because whatever. But that's my point is that wasn't even true because we got 20 grand off the house and I got paid as her realtor and she feels really represented. So sorry, you know, true story.
It's always funny when they tell the client how much they can save without, having a realtor, yet you don't even get paid that much for it. And
not even close.
Now you know what they can move on. So
that was my point exactly. I'm like, not even close, right? And like, yeah. Anyway, that was a whole vibe. They still live in that house, and it's funny, you know, when people, I won't say what they paid for it, but if you think about what it's worth now versus what they paid at the time, they were like, ooh, this feels like so much money. They're probably sitting on 200 grand of equity.
And she's in the Southwest?
Ish.
I'm
not going to say where they are.
Well, I have broken down the city into some major areas. I say for Sunday's quiz, it'll be southeast, southwest, west, northwest, northeast, and central. So that's kind of what I have. But okay, so when we're thinking about the Southwest and you want to be close to a gas station potentially, and I wanted to mention that it's very important because you're not going to be able to get electricity for your electric car. So
yeah, pretty rare. Although I did see some hookups at places in Keswick. I think Keswick is trying to attract.
It's more west, but like think about like McTaggart, like by there, closer, even the southeast side. Anyway, if you're trying to, you know, save money on housing and you were trying to get into like one of those townhouses and then also get an electric car, you're definitely not going to because people can't even get AC units in those.
Yeah.
This is a huge problem even in downtown Edmonton.
I have a question, and I think we have a couple of people watching. I think one of them is Patrick. So feel free to like pop questions in there, Patrick. Patrick is a colleague of ours who's a
you can come on screen too if you
want. If you want to come on screen, you can, my friend. So getting hookups for electric cars, usually that would be in your garage. Do you need a special permit for that? And are there any restrictions? So I'm going to tell you what I'm asking, because obviously electric cars are a thing that we have nowadays.
You know the answer to this.
I don't know the
answer. You would need a permit for that. You need a permit
for a permit, of course, because it's an electrical outlet. But did you know?
It depends if you already have the outlet or not, right?
Well, if you have the right voltage. But I'm going to explain why this is important, because there's something people don't know. Like if you have a standalone house, I don't know if zero lot line applies to this or not, but just a regular standalone house, say you want to get a gas heater in your garage, you're usually not going to have an issue with that. You can get a permit for that. If you have, say, like a half duplex or a townhouse link, you might not be able to get that gas heater in your garage because they don't always grant permits for that. So I wonder if the same restrictions or rules might apply for like plug-in electrical. I don't know. We're going to find out.
Are you searching it, Jen?
Is she looking? Are you looking it up?
I'm going to look it up, but I'm going to have to get back to you. I'm actually a little bit against electric cars right now at the moment. So I did take a test drive in the Audi A6 the other day, and yes, it does have good pickup. The steering wheel is terrible though. So like, I don't know anybody else, but if you're driving a fast car, like, wouldn't you want a nice grippy thick steering wheel, not like some like slippery skinny thing? Like, I don't know. It just felt terrible. Other than that, like, you know, it could start on fire. Like I heard there's like problems with like these batteries and like, what do you do after? In fact, the guy at the dealership said, do not buy an electric car brand new. You're going to lose like half the value going off the lot. It's crazy.
Podcast Rob has a view on Podcast Rob is like running stuff in the back end for those of you.
No, he's our favorite fan. What are you talking about?
We nominated him as our number one fan, and he really doesn't have a choice. So he says electric vehicles don't hold their value and it costs the same to recharge at equaling gasoline. Is that true? I don't know anything.
Yeah, if you look up those fast charging stations, like, so unless you have like 14 hours to make sure you charge your battery every day, which I don't know what realtor does have a good memory of keeping their car full of gasoline and probably fully charged.
Hard no. The girl who needs to live near a gas station. It's not because the gas station prompts. It's because I love to play the I'm not an adult card, and I'm like, I'll fill it up tomorroue. Future me is
and then you're like shit, I'm running late, and then you're like halfway through your appointment, you're like, oh my god, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it.
My rule is once I'm just below half tank, I fill up because
you know how to know better than me, apparently.
Yeah, you're great at that.
I can't help it. I'm not interested. Do you know what my dream car is, as someone who just went through going through a car purchase, which we can talk about, but is the car that will gas itself up and like take itself to the repair shop. And like, I'm very much looking forward to self-driving cars. Like this would be fantastic. Do you know how much more I could get done if I didn't actually have to operate the vehicle?
Well, you might be good for an EV then, because they don't really have a lot of maintenance, but what they have to do is be able to charge themselves. Is like, if they could charge themselves, like as you're driving it, you know how like the alternator keeps the battery going? Like, why can't they do that?
Well, some cars do, like hybrids do. So the hybrid, like the Honda CR-Vs that they have now are hybrid, and they kind of do that. So the hybrids I think are great. To get a fully electric car, I've met myself. Okay. I know myself. Y'all know me. I will forget to plug it in.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's only good for you if it charges itself.
Also, in our climate, not convinced it's a good idea.
Oh, no. Like, I'm from Peace River. Do you know where that is? That's like a 5-hour drive north. Like, I don't know who's going to make it there in an electric car. Like, can you even get electricity in Fox Creek or
Valley? You guys have electricity in Peace River? Like, is it? No.
Have you even heard of these places? Like, this is farther than...
There is a song about Peace River that I know.
Yeah, there's a really good song about Peace River.
Podcast Rob knows a lot about energy. Commenting more here. Put that on the screen. Let's have a look at what he knows.
Nuclear energy is the only type of energy where the output is more than the input. Jen. Oh, yes. Let's not talk about... I feel like that's how he would have said it. So, Anyway,
Okay.
we're going to move on from
We're gonna move
cars.
on from
We're talking about why to avoid Southwest Edmonton. So there's some solid points, and really, like, I'm really just like roasting Southwest Edmonton because it is so popular, and I don't want anybody to move there and hate Edmonton because they chose Southwest Edmonton, because Edmonton is an amazing city, and I think you just really need to know if the neighborhood is right for you first before choosing it, because not just because everybody else likes it or like a lot of people like it. I don't think it's great. Like, I think that there's a lot better options. Some might be more expensive, some might be a little bit of a cost savings, but definitely look at your options and look at all sides of the story.
Agreed.
I need to really figure out where that neighborhood is, where you can't get access, like the fire trucks and ambulance cannot get access if there's a train. Like, that's pretty scary. Like,
that's bad.
There's been a number of house fires in the Southwest I've seen this year. Like, my clients, they had one like just down the street from them. And then I think we had a realtor at the River City office that lost their home to a fire.
Oh my God, that was the worst. That poor man.
And then recently I just saw on like Yeg Wave, they had another home get lost to a fire in the Southwest. So
that's my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. And like what happened with our colleague was this gentleman, and I mean career realtor, he's like older than us. He's like our grandpa, like such a nice guy. And him and his wife built their dream home. And it was in a new development, kind of like around the corner, sort of in the same vicinity as a townhouse complex that was being developed. And there was something with like the ones that were half built where there was like the wiring, I don't know, whatever. And that whole like half built structure went up. So a bunch of houses around. Can you imagine it takes a year to build a custom house, bare minimum. A year. Like you walk into the builder and you're going from scratch. This is not a spec home. So you plan, you dream, and then another year to plan and dream. You'd live there not even a year and you lose everything.
Yeah. Another reason not to move to the Southwest.
Yeah. So I don't know that that's like where it was. I think that's just circumstantial because it was in a new development. But one thing
anytime we can add something to the list.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I will say, and you were talking about it's perception, because Josiane's right. You could literally the same builders, the same floor plans, like take McConaughey and say like Chappelle. They're the same neighborhood. They very, very, very similar. Chappelle is obviously bigger and a little bit older, but the newer areas down there are very, very similar, right? So if you can save, sometimes it's 50 grand and you can live up there. If you're not stuck on the whole, I'm worried about what people will think on where I live. Do not worry about that. The area in the north, like that we're talking about, those are nice areas. If you like new home built areas, they're awesome. And if you like basement suites, I find that you can get more affordable new built basement suites on the north side than the south any day.
100%. Yeah,
any day.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like mortgage helper suites, and those now that you can have like a basement suite and a garden suite, like the garage suite.
Big fan of garden suite.
People.
Yeah.
Though probably, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but it might be helpful to have that more in the Southwest, contrary to what you're saying, only because it's close to the airport.
Yeah.
So, people that might not be able to get into a hotel or whatever, like that, those neighborhoods are very close to the airport, so it's like convenient. And I did have a client that rented a basement suite, like an Airbnb type thing, and it was easy. He's always full, so.
Now that's not to say you can't find new builds with basement suites, but so I was doing some research for a listing recently, and I was looking at, say, a bunch of new builds in the Fraser area, and between like say $550 and $650, you can get a brand new 2-story, 1,800 square foot with a legal basement suite, sometimes one, sometimes 2 bedrooms. You could not get that for $650 in the south. No, it would be like $850 or more. I don't know. I'd have to go look, but there is a very big difference in the price.
I just can't believe how much prices went up in the last 2 years. Like,
it's crazy, right? It's so crazy.
And with that, I heard next week there's going to be another rate drop.
I think it's going to be a rate drop. I did a prediction video on this, and it's going to go up tomorrow on my Friday car chats. I think it's going to be a rate drop. What do you think, Josiane?
Like they've been keeping it steady for a while now. So like I'm wondering if they'll probably just hold it instead of dropping.
Okay.
So
let's see who's
What's this? Patrick.
Oh, Patrick's got some tea. Patrick, do you want to hop on? You're more than
the
welcome.
Rocher area. I know.
Rocher.
I know. I like to say it funny. I can't even pronounce the new Oliver neighborhood's name. So
oh yeah.
Waukwetwin.
I have to break it down. Once you get the syllables, then you're good. But memorize it, not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, he says, I almost purchased a house with Paysetter, but they got really pushy and we backed up. Oh God, you really saved yourself there, Patrick. I'm sorry, but I don't have any Montreal Canadiens tickets left this year. They did sell for a pretty penny. I don't really know Patrick well, but I do know he's a fan of the Canadians and is always asking me if I got tickets.
We won't hold that against you, Patrick, because we're Oilers fans in this.
Yeah, ole, 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 ole. I love singing that song when we beat them. It's great.
He says no.
Okay, I'm going to just do a quick summary here of what we talked about today. So, generally, why people are saying to avoid Southwest Edmonton is because the higher prices compared to other parts of the city, traffic congestion, Anthony Henday, Twilliger Drive bottlenecks. This is true stories. Longer commute times to downtown and some employment hubs. I would say that you could literally get to downtown faster from St. Albert and Sherwood Park and even Fort Saskatchewan than Southwest Edmonton because of the traffic, and the distance really isn't that much different. So
Fort Saskatchewan?
Yeah, Fort Saskatchewan's so fast to get to from downtown, like 40 minutes tops. Like
same.
You know what the big difference is too, and is anytime you need to cross the river. So because the fort is technically in kilometers farther away, or miles if you're watching this from the States, you come down through like easiest highways, and then you're going to go straight south on 97 into downtown. It's pretty easy. You're not dealing with Calgary Trail traffic, which is a terrible experience.
Or the high level bridge.
Oh, well, and like I remember, no, all those bridges are terrible. About 6, 7, 8 years ago, was pre-pandemic. At one point or another, there's 3 bridges that cross at one point or another. Any given 2 were under construction.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's returned now to, regular traffic. I was so mad about that. Like, I really liked it when more people were working at home, then all these employers are like, you got to come back from the office. I'm like, yeah, and then make downtown busy again. So, great. I'm getting the proverbial hook, like, hurry up, let's wrap this up. We're almost at our hour. So, anyway, so longer commutes, newer communities still under construction, noise, lack of mature trees, which is true, smaller lot sizes versus what you might get in the north or even central Southwest, except if you're getting an info. But anyway, so we'll also tell you why people love Southwest, as much as I hate to tell you this, but just kidding. So some of the most desirable communities in the city are located in the Southwest. I would say that these are Windermere, Glenridding, Keswick, Ambleside.
I like Ambleside.
Yeah. These are, I think Ambleside is a good alternative if you can't afford Windermere because it's like so close.
Actually, I have a theory about Ambleside, if you don't mind. Ambleside and Windermere were built. Ambleside came after Windermere, but approximately the same time. Same builders. They'll have slightly different styles because sometimes the same builder will have similar floor plans, but in each area they'll have different color patterns. You guys will notice that. Yeah. I think because Ambleside overall, the lots were cheaper than Windermere, but it was pretty much the same product and same size lot, that more upgrades and more landscaping upgrades got put in on the Ambleside side because people had that extra 50 or 100 grand.
I see that.
Is that? And so Ambleside overall, I think it is so cute. Like, do not sleep on Ambleside. It's one of my favorite Southwest communities.
And then you're on the right side of the road for like the theater and the keg and like all that stuff that's there. So you don't have to like, cross that busy road. Anyway. So another reason why people might love the Southwest is proximity to the airport. Yeah. So as the ladies mentioned, there's a lot of people traveling north for McMurray jobs, the fly in, fly outs to BC, whatever. Southwest is great for that. Supposedly there's upscale shopping, dining. Yeah, I guess there's a PF Chang's there now, but
overrated in my opinion, but okay.
But I do like the keg, and it is there, but there's like 10 of them. So anyway, strong resale demand in certain pockets. I'd agree with that. And access to river valley and trails, maybe if you're closer to the Anthony Henday communities or just on the inside. But there is a Terwilliger dog park for dog park lovers. It's a fantastic park for anybody that likes to get a lot of exercise. It's off leash, multi-use, and there's access to the river. My dogs love going into the river there to get a drink or to cool off, and you can actually walk like quite a bit along the river for the dogs to go in and out, chase some sticks, and then they can dry off as you do the loops. So you can also get lost. So just make sure you good sense of direction or follow your tracks back. Josanne knows I don't lift up my feet very well when I'm walking, and they do have some what are those roots from trees that stick out? So I always roots. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I just don't lift up my feet, okay? And there's these stupid roots.
I didn't know you were a shuffler. I've never noticed.
Yeah, I'm a shuffler. So annoying. I'm getting better at picking up my feet. I've been working. Okay, so who the Southwest Edmonton is not for. This is on my list. You guys let me know what you think. Buyers on a strict budget, people who want a quick commute to downtown, those wanting larger yards, mature trees, which we already talked about. Basically, people that, I think it's the commute thing for me. Like, it's terrible. Or people want electricity or internet, good internet. Just kidding. It's okay there. Like, there's some good neighborhoods with good internet. I think it's just like some of those little bit farther ones. Like, they're still trying to catch up. Like, they're the city's just a little bit behind. So, and HOAs, good one, Patrick. That's another reason to not move there.
Before that.
HOAs. I mean, they're not all scary. Sometimes they're good because you'll avoid that guy with the, pink house and lime green polka dots. Where's the
right?
Yeah. On next week's episode of the Highlands, where stuff like that might fly.
Exactly. So who the Southwest is for? Professionals who value lifestyle and amenities. They do, some communities like Chappelle have those, the social house and things like that are pretty decent, for things to do. Other than going out, that's more like central Edmonton. But couples without kids who want modern housing. I'd say that I don't know personally, as a non-kid family, I wouldn't say Southwest would be my first pick. I wouldn't. I think that if you have kids, it's a great pick.
Yeah.
Buyers looking for a newer home with fewer maintenance.
It's
still under warranty.
Yeah,
so
and the pretty modern look, right?
You can get it on the north side too, though.
Yeah, you can.
Yep, you can definitely. You can get that a lot of places.
Did you touch
thanks, ladies, for joining me today. We're going to be going live again on Sunday. I think Kim might have a vacation, so it might just be Disney.
Maybe I can join you from the car. We'll see where we are.
Yeah. So we're going to be live every Thursday and Sunday. So Thursdays is 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern, and on Sundays it's 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Eastern. Join us. We love engagement. Feel free to ask us questions ahead of time if there's something you want us to answer questions on, or just join us on the show. So that's a wrap. And if you wanted to reach any of us, check the description. There's our contact information there. And if you mentioned that you learned about us on the YouTube live stream or Facebook live stream, when you become our client, you will get a free token of appreciation. Yeah, it's not from me or these girls. It's from 274 Podcast Hub. They've sponsored us on that.
Yes, they have. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and anybody else looking to do lives like this, 274 Podcast Hub is a great company that can help support moderate your lives and then send out clips and stuff like that. So
yeah,
stay tuned
plug and
for
play studio.
Yeah. Okay, ladies. Chat to you on Sunday.
Bye.
Yeah.